All right, so you wanted a deep dive on this North Korea-Russia thing, right?
Well,
Strap in because we're going way deeper than the headlines this time.
yeah, this is some pretty wild stuff we dug up.
We've got reports from the Institute for the Study of War, BBC, Intel, straight from South Korea.
Oh, and even a little whisper campaign from the Financial Times folks. They always have the good gossip.
So anyone who thinks this whole North Korea being involved in Ukraine is like a side story, well, I think they're in for a shock.
It's a main event, that's for sure. And the thing is, it's been brewing for a while. Under the radar, real cloak and dagger stuff.
Okay, so before we get into that, let's do a level set. North Korea's getting something out of this, right? Russia's not just being a pal. What's the deal there?
Deal is they're getting paid, and paid well. Oil, specifically.
Oh, yeah. I saw that headline, something about 1 million barrels.
Try over 1 million barrels, confirmed by the BBC.
Yeah.
And monitoring groups are like, picture this, empty North Korean tankers sailing into Russian ports, coming out full.
That's a lot of oil.
Yeah, well, gotta keep those tanks running and missiles flying. The British Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, straight up said this is payment for troops and weapons.
Wow, no subtlety there.
Not when you're breaking UN sanctions this blatantly.
Okay, so we're talking oil.
Yeah.
But what about actual weapons? What did Russia give them?
Oh, it's not just rifles and ammo, that's for sure. Think air defense systems, surface-to-air missiles, the good stuff.
So that's really stepping things up a notch.
Exactly. Problem is, the exact type of air defense system is still a bit of a mystery.
That's interesting. It's like they're trying to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
What do you make of Russia's willingness to, violate UN sanctions not once but twice for this? I mean, is it worth it?
It's a huge risk. Violating sanctions means they're isolating themselves even further, could make it harder to get essential stuff, money to keep the war going.
It's going to be something really important to them.
Exactly. They see this North Korea thing as, like, strategically vital. No two ways about it.
There were some whispers about S-400s. That's some serious hardware.
Oh, yeah, the S-400. For listeners who maybe aren't, military tech experts, that's the top-of-the-line air defense system.
Like shooting down multiple jets and missiles at the same time kind of thing.
Exactly. But think about it. Giving that to North Korea could easily backfire on Russia big time.
Yeah, it's like arming someone who could turn on you later.
That's one way to put it. Though the Institute for the Study of War, they think Russia might have gone a little less risky. Maybe shorter range systems, anti-aircraft artillery, that kind of thing.
Okay, so help me out here. What's the difference? Like, why would they do that?
Well, it's all about keeping a balance. Helping North Korea out, but not giving them the keys to the kingdom, so to speak.
That makes sense. You're supporting them, but you're also being careful about what you give them.
Exactly. It's a tightrope walk.
So beyond the weapons, we're talking boots on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Actual North Korean troops fighting in Ukraine.
Oh, yeah. More than just advisors or trainers. Over 10,000 North Korean troops sent over in the fall, trained at Russian bases, deployed right into the Kursk region.
And that's where they've been fighting Ukrainian forces, right? So they're right in the thick of it.
Yep, front lines. Which tells us this isn't some symbolic alliance. They're really committed.
Right, this isn't like sending a strongly worded letter. This is the real deal.
No doubt about it. And while there were some reports of North Korean troops also in the Kharkiv region, the Ukrainians have denied that. So we have to be careful with the intel, make sure it's solid.
Always good to be cautious. But there was something else, right? Something about long-range missiles.
Oh, yeah, that came out in the Financial Times. North Korea supplied Russia with those too, and some artillery systems.
So now we're talking at a whole new level of escalation, aren't we? These aren't just defensive weapons.
Exactly. These are offensive weapons. They could let Russia hit deeper into Ukraine, go after supply lines, critical infrastructure.
So to sum it up, North Korea is deep in this. They're sending troops, weapons, even risking sanctions. And all in exchange for oil and some serious firepower from Russia.
It's wild, isn't it? Like, we're watching the world shift right in front of us.
It definitely makes you think.
Makes you think a lot. Because this could change everything. Global power, who's aligned with who, sanctions just going out the window.
It's a lot to process.
It really is. And it makes you ask some pretty big questions. What happens next with these two? Will this change how other countries act? This is a whole new ballgame.
So much to think about.
Oh, yeah. This is just the beginning.
Well, thanks for breaking it all down. I think our listeners will have a lot to chew on after this one.
They definitely will. And who knows what we'll be talking about next week.
Until next time.
See ya.